Hello and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. I am your host, Isabel Tate, and with me is my co-host.
Ron Tate, I can almost see the excitement on your face as you're getting closer and closer to getting it all right.
So professional. And actually, I can legally now say Isabel Tate, although once
Yes.
you get married, yes, but I've changed my license finally. But now I'm going through the fuckery that is changing the passport. And
Yeah.
we almost went and changed it until we realized we're going to New Zealand in 3 weeks,
We
which
nearly
would have,
made a mistake.
because it instantly makes my current passport null and void. So if I'd done that, it wouldn't have been going to New Zealand to support my athlete.
And we'd even gone through the process of answering the question, are we traveling within the next 2 months?
And we
we
went,
both
no.
no.
And then, because I just think of New Zealand as Tasmania on another level, just a little bit further.
Uh,
To me, it's just, yeah, it's like another state of Australia. The New Zealanders are fucking chucking a tanty at the moment. But,
it wasn't until like afterward.
for some reason I was thinking about, look if we need a sim for New Zealand. And then I went, oh, hang on. Hang on. If we need a sim, that means we're not in the same country.
No. So yeah, luckily we hadn't lodged it before we realised.
Yes,
So
yes.
we have to hold off for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so we've got to hold off. And then I've got to,
Because
and I can't book my ticket to Europe for Tour de Gion until I have my new passport, because if I book it in my maiden name, that will make that ticket null and void, which means I can't book it straight away, which means prices are probably going to go up because of the bloody war, because they're all looking for great reasons to put up the price of fuel. So as soon as that goes up, which it already has for petrol, to leave it aside. Anyway, so,
yeah.
but it's like there's nothing I can do. I have to go through the process, and it's such a pain in the ass.
And I have to, my passport's up for renewal, so I
Yeah,
have to
mine's
get
up
mine
for
at the same
renewal.
time.
Well, yours, not until next year. Both of us not until next year. But
Yes.
I thought I'll just change it, but I forgot about the implications.
Hmm.
I've only had 3 years to do it. And so I waited till the worst possible moment. Sounds like my university and high school years of everything was a last minute, panic before anything got done.
That's right.
So that's, oh God, it's just like, Anyway, you're probably surprised to hear us because we said we wouldn't be recording this week.
That's right. Yes.
But here we are
we did have the plan of traveling to Bright for the weekend.
for a training camp.
Because it is a long weekend here in Melbourne, and assuming
in Victoria, at least. I know
most of it. I don't know if it's
no, because Western Australia had theirs last Monday, and so it's only certain states.
Yeah.
But basically, I had a couple of days off training because I was absolutely shattered.
You were.
After we did that sweeping, and then I just couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Like I've been struggling to sleep. What was having I'm not typically a good sleeper, but what I tend to do is start thinking, and and then I'm thinking like bullshit, like really. And lately, when I have been waking up and I start my thinking thing, like I normally do, and I just lie there and think, and then I'm like, no, Isabel, think of nothing, which it's like saying, don't think about a pink elephant. The first thing you think about is a pink elephant. But it's actually working. And that's part of the reason I'm sleeping better is because I don't get trapped into well, I'm awake. I'm just lying here. I might as well think. I might as well use this time to think about some important things. But now I'm just like, no, I'm just not going to think. And then obviously I get bored and fall asleep. So I fall back to sleep. So I have been sleeping better. I've been sleeping like 10 hours a night, haven't I? Like we go to bed at 9 and I've been like, I'm not getting up with you, Ron. And I was sleeping naturally till about 7:15,
Yeah.
And I've never been a big sleeper.
No,
So that's unusual.
Been much needed rest, but because earlier on in the week you were so depleted, we decided that we wouldn't go away, because going away, not only does that, we were planning on doing a lot of running, but sleeping in the van doesn't.
Although it's better than when we used to sleep car camping, but it's it's a camper van, but it's not the same as sleeping in your bed at home. It's just
not the same quality of sleep.
No.
So we decided that rather than
exhausting
herself at the start of her taper for Buffalo Stampede, she would spend this weekend or this week resting.
So I can have a good training weekend, and then hit my taper running.
Yeah. Or not, either
Yeah.
way.
So that's been what we've been doing. So yeah, I was meant to go out for a 50K run, and I went out with Maria, and then I pulled the pin. Poor Maria. No, I mean I ended up doing 33, 34K. So,
Yeah.
but it was just my hip was hurting. I changed shoes, being the smart cookie that I am, because basically my shoes that I was going to wear, I realized they were a bit small. And it's like my feet have even grown. Well, to be fair, I wore them at the Adelaide Miler last year.
Yeah.
So, like, that's like last year in July. I think I need a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Um, like seriously. It's what is it? March. So
Yeah.
that's a long time to have the,
And you've been doing a lot of Ks in
yeah.
them too.
So what a moron. But my feet have grown again. So they'd recently gone up to size 9.5. They're now up to size 10. And like I was like getting really sore toes, and I'm like, oh, I've got to get a new pair. So I thought, while I'm getting a new pair, instead of getting the same ones, why don't I get something better? Which was stupid because I got a pair and they weren't 100% comfortable. My leg was hurting, my hip was hurting it when we were sweeping the first night, and then when I went back to my old shoes the next night, I was heaps better.
Yeah.
Because as Ron noticed, I couldn't run down hills well on the Friday night,
No.
but the Saturday night I was running them fine
Hmm.
because the hip was hurting, which made the knee hurt, which made the shin hurt, which, oh my God, a cascade. So then I got a different pair of shoes because I didn't learn. And I ran in them on Saturday. That was going to be a 40K run. And then my hip started hurting. So Ron met us and I went back to my old shoes and things got better, but it was still hurting a bit because I'd already done like 20Ks in them. And I was just fucked. I was so
Yeah.
tired. Like before we started, I didn't want to do
Yeah.
it, did I? I was
No.
tired. I was like sleepy tired. Not physically tired. Physically, I felt basically okay, but I was just so sleepy tired.
And it was quite hot and humid
And
as
I do
well.
not cope with
So
that at
yeah.
all,
Yeah, no, it was
clearly.
a tough day.
And I just said to Maria, look, I said, this is not good training. I'm teaching myself to plod. And I said, that's shit training. So I might as well just go home. Like, there's no point in getting the kilometers in for the sake of getting the kilometers in. If you're going so slow and my hip was hurting, and I'm like, if I just keep going, yeah, I'll get the kilometers done, but I might do more to the hip that makes it worse. I'll be even more exhausted. So I messaged Ron and he came and picked me up.
Yeah.
And Maria just ran back to her place. So she got the 40K in.
Oh, so she ran because she was parked here. I assume she just ran back here and got her car.
No, she ended up running back home and getting her partner
Oh,
to
okay. Right.
help her bring her to
Yeah.
pick up the car.
Right.
Because I guess she knew how to get back to her place
Yeah.
running by herself, where she didn't know
Yeah.
potentially how to here.
Yep.
And so that's what we had decided, and she was
Mhm.
fine about it. Like, that's when you run with friends, it's
Yeah.
fine, and she understands. And she goes, "You never pull the pin." I'm like, "No, I never do. So if I do, it's serious. Like,
Yeah.
I don't pull the pin for no reason." And so then the next day we were going to do a 20K run.
Yeah.
And originally Maria was like, "Oh, will you make up the kilometers that you didn't do? Will you make that up tomorrow?" And I said, "No, we never make up kilometers. If
No.
you don't do a run or miss a run or reduce the kilometers on a run for a reason, that reason is still valid even the next day. You can't go, I'm tired, so I'm going to reduce kilometers today, but then I'm going to do double tomorrow. That's not going to help your tiredness.
No, that's called kicking the can down the road.
It is. And it's something we tell our athletes all the time. Like, no, if you've cut back, then you've cut back and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just move on. And so I moved on. I was going to do 20Ks the next day. But we were out there and we kept stopping because I was fucked and you were fucked too.
Yeah, we'd got maybe
4K.
Yeah, 4Ks down.
And I ended up going, and you were sort of like, because we had to do some videoing for my free webinar coming up, moving up from the 100K to the 100 miles. And we were doing a video, and then I'm like, just like, I think it was even before then.
I think it was just before that.
Yeah, and I just went, I couldn't be asked, Ron. I said, do you mind? And you're like, I couldn't be asked either.
Yeah.
So we did 6Ks. It was hardly worth getting out of bed for.
That's right. Yeah, no.
I think we spent more time standing around moaning than we did actually running.
It was the shortest run we've done in quite a while.
I haven't gone out for a 6K. Normally I go 6Ks. I couldn't be bothered even putting on my running clothes for that. But then we just went and did the shopping and went home, and it was really nice having the whole afternoon at home.
Right. We had quite a restful day.
Yeah, we had a really restful day, and I just spent the day resting. And Monday is my rest.
And we had a restful day because we went to the movies that
Oh,
night.
yeah, we did. We went and
Yeah.
saw Fuck 'em All.
Yes.
Fuck 'em all.
Fuck them all.
Yeah, that's Jim, not Jim,
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Carr. I almost said Jim Carrey.
No.
Jimmy
Oh,
Carr. It's very similar name.
yeah.
Jimmy Carr and his brother, I think, somebody, Nicholas Carr or something. They wrote it and everything. And it's really, if you're old farts like us, you'll understand the reference. But it's very much like a Carry On movie. Carry
Yes.
On. What was it? Carry On Holiday,
Oh,
Summer, or
yeah.
there was a variety of
Series of-
different Carry On movies.
Yes.
And I remember as a kid, I thought they were pretty stupid.
I thought they were pretty funny.
Yeah, but that's your sense of humor. Mine is like, I don't want my intelligence to be insulted, and that's insulting.
Yeah.
But I actually really enjoyed it. It
Yeah.
was nice to just silly, dumb, but funny, and lots
Yeah.
of good acting.
Yeah.
I picked the ending early and
Yes, you
quickly
did, yeah.
told Ron about
Yeah,
it,
of
so
course.
so that he didn't have a surprise. But I just wanted him to know that
Yeah.
I was right
Yeah.
and I knew. So don't take me to the movies with you if you don't want
No,
it
that's
spoiled.
right. And even if you know she hasn't decided who it is, she is asking, "Who do you think it is?"
Yeah, that's why I always put Ron on my goodie side so we can talk. Anyway, so and it was so funny. There we were sitting in an empty cinema, and this group of 4 people came up and sat right next to me.
That's right. That was
There was an empty cinema, and they came and sat right next to me. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, like, too many people.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, she had drowned herself in 3 bottles of perfume. I'm very sensitive to smell, and I cannot stand overpowering smells. Even sometimes, Ron, I have to say, you can't use that deodorant anymore. It makes me, and you normally with smells, you get used to it and you don't smell it anymore. I could not stop smelling, and it almost hurts my throat sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, and that smell and the whole fucking cinema, and you had to, why would you sit next?
They could have sat in the row behind, but they decided
Go in front, and then they could have been right in the middle.
yeah,
Like,
they
seriously,
decided that we had the best spot, so they were going to count themselves right next to us.
leave it, right? Fucking anyway. And
Yeah.
so then we saw that. It was really good, and it was
Yeah.
only like an hour and a half movie, which
Yeah.
is my limit. So that was good. And then we went and got some Thai, which was yummy.
in Upway, which
Yeah.
we'd never been to before.
So that was really nice. So it was a nice evening,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
It was.
So if you've got the chance to go see Fuck 'em All,
Yeah, watch it.
yeah. I just like saying the name. It's actually spelled
F-A-C-K.
Fackham, Fackham Hall.
Yes.
Or it might not be HAM, it might be just AM, but
Yeah.
they mispronounce it all the time and go, fuck 'em all. And they're like,
Fuck 'em
yeah,
all,
that's
yeah.
right. You mean fuck 'em all? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's a house full of rich people. Fuck them all.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's right. So, yes.
Yes, very funny. Like very,
Oh, Ron was
when we play-
actually, I think we were the only ones
think-
laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone, it was a like a few
Well-
more people did come along, but
And it was kind of an older crowd.
It was
too.
an older-
being a pre-dinner movie, which is what
Yeah.
we like.
as we're nanas,
because we're getting on with our pace.
4:45 it was 4:45.
Yeah, so I think
Well, that was the last one for the night, but it's nice to go to a movie and then go out for dinner because then you can talk about the movie.
yeah,
If you go for dinner and then go to the movie, then you don't get to talk about the movie.
and you quite often have to rush your dinner to get to the
yeah,
movie.
that's right. Which
So-
is no fun. And then I'm burping up, garlic for the whole movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was older. But when we say older, they're probably like, to be fair, 5 years older than us.
That's right.
Like really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
But they just look older.
Yeah, they do, of course. Way older than us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So anyway, and so that was that. And then so Monday is a rest day, and I said, I'm going to sleep in. I've actually cancelled yoga because I'm finding with my sore back that doing my own stretching is helping more. And so then I just slept in, and then Tuesday I got up at 5:10 to go for my run.
Yep.
Got up,
Got up, had
had
a
a
coffee.
coffee. Went to go do my foot rolling and all that sort of stuff to get ready, and I went, fuck them all.
You did.
And I went back to bed.
Yes.
And that coffee had literally no effect on me. And then I slept till 7:15. So I went back to bed
obviously-
at like just after 6.
Yeah, obviously you need it.
Obviously I needed it. And so then I didn't train Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I was like, I'll see how I feel. I
Yeah, so
said,
you still had a bit of a sleep
I
in?
had to sleep in. I slept till 7.
Yeah,
I just let myself wake
yeah,
naturally. I slept till 7. And then I got up and went, yeah, I feel good enough to do an easy run. So
yeah.
I just did an easy 10. It felt clunky at first because I hadn't run for a few days. And I always do feel clunky. But by
Mm.
kilometre 8, I'd warmed up. So that
Just in
last 2
time.
kilometres was great. Um, and then Thursday, I slept in until 6:30.
Yeah.
And then I just did an abridged quality session, but I didn't push it really hard or anything.
Hmm.
And I shortened it a bit. And then today I did 10 Ks easy and got a massage. So feeling a lot better. But this is why it's not just about listening to your body, because if I listened to my body, I would just rest every day. Because I tell you what, I didn't really want it. Thursday, I'm like, oh, I don't want to run. But I knew I was fine by then. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to run because
Mm.
I couldn't be asked. But there's listening to your body, but there's also understanding your body. Like you've got to know that,
What your body's telling you.
yeah, you've got to understand what it's telling you.
Yeah.
And I knew on Saturday that it was telling me you need to rest. You haven't slept. It was just lack of sleep,
Yeah.
and that's
It
why
started off by being a disturbed night last weekend,
or disturbed night.
or disturbed weekend,
Yeah, like
basically.
no
Disturbed
sleep.
nights.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed
Yeah,
from
and
there.
this is why when we talked about sleep deprivation training, this is why sleep deprivation training is not good.
Yeah.
It does not help you. Like, yeah, sure, I got practice at, running through the night. Whoop-de-doo, I can do that in the race and
Yeah.
feel miserable in the race,
Yeah.
and that's fine. And you make yourself do it, just like I did on that Friday and Saturday night. Well, in a race, I'd make myself do it the same.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah.
So you don't need to train it. Either way, it's going to feel shit.
Yeah.
But
That's
at
right.
least, you get good training in if you don't do sleep
Yeah.
deprivation training. When you do sleep
Yeah.
deprivation training, you just don't get good training. You
No.
just don't. I'm sorry. My training for 10 days was ruined
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
So, and this week's been abridged,
Hmm.
So, anyway, the plan
Yeah.
is to do 50 Ks tomorrow, but I'm also not going to feel beholden to that. It is my last long run before I begin my taper, so I would like to do it, just for confidence. But at the end of the day, I know I can run 100 Ks.
Yeah.
I'm not that fussed. But yeah, so that's the plan, and we will see how we go. And 20 Ks on Sunday as well, because obviously I'm doing multi-day, so
Yeah.
the race. So yeah. And Ron will do the first little bit with me. How is the hip?
Yeah. Hips feeling fine. Still doing those exercises.
Which is, like a fucking miracle when it comes to you, because
It's been about 3 weeks now.
yeah,
I've
and you're
been
still
exercising.
doing
I know
them.
it's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
Um,
Are you going back to the physio at all? Do you have an
no,
appointment?
no,
No.
no. At this point, basically, he said, if it flares up again, come and see me.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good.
So, yeah, so I'm still not running as much. My running's still down, but I'm just trying to manage increasing it.
Yeah.
Like
So basically,
tomorrow, I'll probably tomorrow I'll do the first 2 hills. Last week I did the first hill.
yeah.
With you. This week I'll do the first 2 hills, and it'll probably be around 20 Ks.
Yeah, I would suggest so.
By the time we do that and I get home again.
But of
But
course,
through
what
the
the
week,
reason why you're not doing as much is because you've got to rebuild,
yeah,
and if you go straight, we've spoken about this
yeah,
before too, about returning from injury.
yeah,
You don't just go straight back to what you were on before. So Ron is at the moment being sensible. So
amazing.
I
I
know.
know. I don't
You
know.
generally are not, Ron.
I
No
don't know where I
offense.
found myself. Suddenly I'm being sensible in my running.
I know.
It's really weird.
I know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So then, what are you going to do Sunday?
So and Sunday we're just going to head over to probably Listy or
Yeah.
somewhere similar and do the 20 Ks
Yeah.
with less hills. So
Yes.
you
Yeah,
know,
more runnable.
more runnable
Yeah,
terrain.
because obviously it's the hills that kind of set Ron's
Yeah.
hip off.
Yeah, whether we do Listfield or Fernie, we're not
Yeah,
sure
because
yet.
you've also got to remember Ron has the short slam to do. So
Yes,
in
so
3
I've
weeks,
got to still
yeah,
keep
yeah,
some semblance of
of
hill
running,
training going.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah, and running back-to-back
yeah,
days. So he's not just doing this for
I
nothing.
know
He does have a
it
day.
seems silly. I'm only doing the short slam. It's still going to be 76 Ks
Yeah,
over
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
So
To be fair, though, the
it's not.
42 that you're doing with me on the Sunday is going to be
It's going to be yeah. it's not going to be
Pretty.
earth-shatteringly fast.
No.
But still, at where I am at the moment, 42 Ks is the
Yes,
longest
it's
run I've
huge.
done in quite a long time.
Yes. Well, I hope you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then, we've got a nice relaxing day the next day.
Flying to New
Yeah,
Zealand.
flying to New Zealand the next day.
And to stay up for 6 days straight
That's right.
after spending 3 days up. Oh, fuck.
So,
Oh.
yes,
So that will be a lot of sleep deprivation
yeah,
training.
we'll be doing lots of sleep deprivation training on that.
And then when we get back, I shall spend the week creating my program for Trois Régions.
Yeah.
I've already been taking little notes of things that I want to include and things I want to do. So I'm thinking what we'll do and let us know, in DM me or email me or whatever you do, send a carrier pigeon, I don't know, smoke signals. Let us know if you'd be interested in like a bit of, not every week, but something on how I'm training for tour or some sort of series to do with that, whether you'd been, I don't know.
Every couple of weeks we'll do a bit of
Yeah,
an
we
update
could
on
like
things.
once a month we could do an update on how the training's going, what I'm doing. I don't know if people would be interested, how I'm preparing for being at elevation essentially for a
Yeah.
lot of it, how I'm preparing for the fact that there's no flat running in
Yeah.
it. It's either up a hill
Or
or
down.
downhill. Every YouTube video we've watched, other than making the race look utterly miserable, they're just crying
Yeah.
and going, "Oh, this is the hardest thing. This is horrible." And
We've been through and watched all the, elites on how they approach it, and now we're starting to go through all the
middle of
middle and backpackers
and they're
and how
just
miserable they're
crying.
having. So we're getting the full experience on YouTube.
Yeah, so it's just constant. But even the elite say it. Like I watched this
Yeah.
guy yesterday, this Asian guy. He was like
Yeah.
he's like the Asian who had done the fastest time for an Asian
Mhm.
at tour. He came eighth, and he was just like, even during the race, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's either up or down. It's only up or down. And yeah, so preparing for that, and sort of like what strength work, what training, what elevation, or how am I going to prepare for a climb that could take 3 to 4 hours?
Yeah.
Like how the hell do you prepare for that in
In
Australia?
Australia, that's right. Even the biggest climbs that we have, aren't that long.
No, that's right. So yeah, so I'm tipping the Stairmaster is going to get a workout.
Yeah.
So anyway, but if you're interested in that, let us know. If you're not, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just thought people might be interested. But what are we talking about
First of
today?
all, we need to address, we watched one of the strangest and yet weirdly funny movies last night.
Oh yeah,
That just kind of
The Phoenician.
the Phoenician Scheme.
Oh
it
yeah,
was.
Phoenician Scheme on Netflix.
In the
Watch
end-
it. It's super
In
weird.
the end, all we could do was scratch our heads and say, "What did we just watch?"
Well, I like the cinematography and the way they did it and like the aesthetics of it. I love the scenes, just the way they would place everything within the camera, everything was very precise and absolutely stunning cinematography.
Yeah.
And I loved it, but weird as fuck.
Very weird.
And it had lots of good people in it. It
Yeah.
had Bill Murray. It had
Tom Hanks.
Scarlett Johansson,
William Dafoe was
William
in.
Dafoe, Cumberbatch.
Oh yes,
Whatever his name is.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah,
Benedict.
Cumberbatch. And he was super weird in it. And it was just and the Benito the main guy. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super weird. Super weird. Obviously, Ron chose it because he always chooses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Even the shorts looked weird, but I was like, it was weird but oddly intriguing.
Yes, it was quirky.
Yes, it was very quirky.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched, it's only an hour and 47. That was my metric. Like, oh, it's just a little bit longer than an hour and a half. I can live with that. It was odd, but it was good. And as we said, the storyline itself was a bit meh. Yeah, the storyline was nothing. It was more an excuse for the cinematography.
I think so.
Anyway, watch it. Let us know what you think of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Super, super weird. Oh, and we didn't talk about the breakfast episode yet. On the way home or the lunch.
Yes. Sorry.
Lunch,
so long ago.
I know. The lunch home from Mount Buller. We stopped in Yarra Glen. We're not going to say the name.
I won't say the name of the place.
And like, we were like, this is a nice, we'll stop and have a lovely little lunch, and I'm like, oh, full
Yeah, yeah.
breakfast. I'll get the full breakfast.
Yeah.
And you got a
I ordered the breakfast burger.
Wagyu breakfast
No,
burger. It
yeah.
was meant to be Wagyu
Was it?
too,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
With an
Hmm.
egg and all this sort of stuff in it. Anyway, oh my God, I got the big breakfast and it was this
Uh,
dried up husk.
first,
I asked for over easy eggs.
well, first of all, you ordered a tea as well,
Oh yeah,
and the tea actually came after your meal, or
oh no,
came
it came
right
just
behind.
before it, and
Yeah,
it was like normally it was
chai.
a chai tea, and it
Yeah,
said loose leaf chai tea. Normally you get a pot and you pour it and you do all the fancy stuff.
mm,
No, it just looked like a latte, and I'm like,
yeah,
they've just used a powder. There was no tea leaves in this shit.
yeah.
They're just charging us for the tea leaves. Then the big breakfast came out. My over easy eggs, the yolk was hard, the
It was
bottoms were brown
it
and
was
burnt.
over easy was actually sunny side up, but I think
Yeah,
they
just shit out of it.
compensated for just leaving it in the pan until it went
Oh,
hard.
and the bread was dry, like not it hadn't ever seen butter in its entire life. Everything was terrible. It was just the baked beans were like a dried up lump. I mean, I was starving, so I ate it because, what do you do?
Mm.
Ron didn't get the
I
breakfast
was
burger. He just
no,
got a
I
burger,
just got a burger. Yeah, I got the burger rather than the
and
breakfast
all you got
burger.
was like meat and lettuce.
Yeah,
Anyway, I said to Ron, because you always, it's always the same thing. You whinge about the meal, and then the waiter comes up. How was that? Oh, it was wonderful. It was lovely. I thought, and I said to Ron, "Am I going to have the guts to say something?" He goes, "I don't know," because Ron wouldn't have the guts, would you? Anyway, I knew the woman who took our order. She was quite clearly the owner,
yeah,
and I was hoping she would serve us. But oh no, the young 14-year-old, he looked
yeah.
boy, served us, and I'm like, oh crap. But I thought I'm going to say something anyway. And I said, look, I know it's 100% not your fault, and I don't want to, but I think you need to speak to the chef because that meal was terrible. I said that is the worst breakfast I have ever had. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, I know it's not your fault, and like I was quite explicit, wasn't I?
Yes, you
That
were.
I
Yeah,
was not blaming him. And I could see she sort of walked past, she heard something, and he
yeah,
goes, oh, look, I'll give you the tea for free. And I thought at his
yeah.
age to make that executive decision was really brave
Yes,
and very proactive of him. He didn't go, let me go check with the manager.
yeah,
He just said it. And I thought,
yeah.
that's awesome. He's going to be great
Hmm.
at whatever he does. Um, and then your burger thing came up and you went, oh, and by the way, I didn't get that. I got a different burger. And she heard that as well. And she went,
She did.
just give them their meals for free. Just give them it all for free. And the boy goes, it's just been a terrible day. It's been shit. The poor
Uh,
kid. And we're like, oh, you
so
poor
we
thing.
obviously weren't the first people.
It's just been a shit day. I feel, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but but the thing is, they have to know
Yeah,
because if people don't tell them, what happens instead is people go and write a review on their website and say how
yeah,
bad it is, or they go and tell everybody else, which we're doing, but we're not naming the restaurant.
yes,
They tell everyone else and tell the restaurant and say, don't ever go to that restaurant.
yeah.
And then the business goes out of business and they don't even know why.
Hmm.
They need to know. It was the worst breakfast. Not only
Yeah.
was it the worst breakfast, the bloody waitress who was clearly the owner couldn't even get the order right.
And that, we should have known right at the start because she didn't write it down.
Yeah.
She didn't write them. She just took
Yeah.
her water and walked off. So we
Yeah.
should have known.
It's like, come on, like seriously, and people do. They just go, oh, it was great, thanks. And then they go and write a bad Yelp
Yeah,
review or Google business, whatever review,
yeah,
or they tell everyone don't go there, or they put it on Facebook in a, Yarra Valley group chat or whatever. No,
yeah,
we haven't done any of those things, and we're telling people here, but we're not telling you where it is because hopefully they'll have gotten the message and improved
yeah,
things. So,
yeah.
because my big breakfast was $30. That's a lot of money for shit food.
It looked like it had either been sitting there for a long time,
Oh, it had been
or
clearly
maybe someone else.
ordered it and
Or,
they just put it under the bain
yeah,
marie thing to keep it warm. Like it was terrible. It
yeah,
was the worst.
hmm,
So, yes. Anyway,
yeah,
so that was our story, but it's also a story in, like talk to people
yeah.
and tell them,
You
be
don't,
nice. I was
yeah,
nice about it. I
don't
was
be
completely
rude.
no, you don't have to be rude. I said, I just want you to know you need to talk to the chef.
Mm.
I said, because that was the worst meal I've ever had. And I didn't want to berate
And at that
anyone.
time, we were still expecting to pay. It's not.
Yeah, we
It's not like
paid.
we weren't doing it for a free meal.
No, we weren't doing it for a free meal. We would have paid, but
Yeah,
I just felt they needed to know because
yeah,
if everyone goes off, yeah, it was great,
yeah,
then they never know.
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Alrighty, so what are we talking about
So
today?
today we're talking about tapering, which
Yeah.
is quite topical at the moment because you're about to start your taper.
Hence why I'm actually doing it because I said,
Yeah.
Ron, what can we do? What can we do? And he's like, as usual, oh,
Oh, come on! I chose last week's.
did
I
not.
did.
What was that? What did we talk about last week?
What did we? I don't know.
I can't even
Is
remember.
it coming back from injury or was
No, that
no?
was the one you did say. Last week you didn't. I did last week's one. Anyway, and I said, oh, well, I'm tapering. Let's talk about the taper.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is a taper and what isn't a taper, Ron?
Right. Well, a taper is not about stopping training. It's not, I'm going to do nothing for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's about reducing fatigue while maintaining fitness.
Yeah. So you do accumulate fatigue as you train. It is normal to feel tired. What I was feeling was more than tired.
Yeah.
Right. I am used to heading into a taper and it's like, thank Christ it's a taper because I'm knackered. And that's the way you should feel. You should feel like, whoa, I need a break.
Yeah.
And then the taper helps to reduce that fatigue and freshen you up and expose the fitness because normally while you're training, that fitness is kind of hidden under a layer of fatigue.
Yeah.
And when you have the taper, it takes away that lower layer of fatigue, like opening up a Christmas present. And there you go. There's your freshness and your fitness.
Yeah. That's right.
And that's because how do we want to arrive at the start line?
Oh, and where are we looking at? Sorry.
Where it says you want to arrive at the start line. Oh my God.
No. Oh, there. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
well, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I have to squint a little
So
bit.
put them on. Do you want mine?
No, it's all
They're
right.
right there.
Yeah.
God, it'd be
So-
so good to work with a professional.
It would be, wouldn't it? I wonder where you can get one of them. I want you want to arrive at the start line fresh, recovered, but still sharp.
Yeah, you don't want to be, because I was listening to a podcast the other day and this guy's like, oh, and then the 10 days before the race, I'm going to do absolutely nothing. And I'm like, what the holy hell kind of taper is that? Right? Because that ain't a taper. That's just like you would just end up feeling shit.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, because I mean, you have 2 or 3 days off training,
And I feel
and
like
that
shit.
first run back.
Oh, it's clunky as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want that to, you don't want the race to be that experience.
No. So, and we also we reduce volume, and we keep some intensity. If you remove intensity completely, you'll feel flat because you'll feel like a plotter. You'll just be plodding. And if you keep full volume, you'll carry too much fatigue. So we reduce volume, general volume and volume of intensity. We only reduce volume of intensity because the whole volume is reducing. So we can't give you a 20-minute tempo if we've reduced the warm up and the cool down. So we've got to give you a shorter tempo bit as well, right? But that's where it pays to be experienced, like I am as a coach. And the taper is about striking that balance. Now, I give my athletes and myself a 3-week taper. I know some coaches give a 4, but I think that's too long, right? I give a 3-week taper. For a marathon, or half marathon, you could do a 2-week taper. But for an ultra, a 3-week taper. Okay. For a marathon, 2-week taper is enough.
So that means you're, as we're doing this weekend, your longest run
Longest long run. Yeah.
Yes, sorry, longest long run is about 3 weeks
from
the event.
And that still leaves plenty of time to recover. Okay. And then so after on Sunday, it's taper begins, right? Now, that doesn't mean suddenly I'm going to do hardly any training next week. Most of my weekly training will stay approximately the same.
You might run maybe 1 or 2 Ks less.
Yeah, it's mainly the fact that my long run will reduce by a heap, right? So I'll probably do, 30 Ks max on Saturday instead of 50, and that's a big difference especially when you're doing the amount of rep that I'm doing. That's quite a few hours.
Yeah.
So, so that's, and my volume of my quality will reduce a bit as well. So yes, I will do a few less kilometers overall.
Because your long run tomorrow will roughly be, if it goes to plan, around 50 Ks with 2.5 meters. 2,500 meters of ascent.
2.5 meters would be better,
That'd
but
be great, yeah.
actually, no, it'd be
Unfortunately,
shit. I'd hate
we
that.
can't get to the end of our street without
Yeah.
doing more than that.
I know. I just did an easy run today and on Wednesday, and both of them were over 100 meters
Yeah.
climbing, and that's, on my 10K easy run.
Because we live in the foothills of the Dandenong,
Yes.
so
Yes. So
yeah.
every run is hilly.
Yeah.
So the purpose of the final big run is to simulate race fatigue, build confidence, which is why I'm doing it as well, and stress the system one last time. It's also a good time to put the full kit in your pack, which I probably should do too. And just practice everything, what I'm going to wear, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. The thing is, though, because you won't be, I'll probably stop somewhere along the way.
Yeah,
you'll have to carry more food and water than
that's
you
right.
ordinarily would
Yes.
in the race.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you might not carry the full kit, but you'll probably have the full weight because you'll be carrying more food.
Because I'll also be carrying enough water to sink a ship.
Yeah.
Because
yeah. So you probably won't be carrying your waterproof pants and long johns, or what do you call them?
Long johns.
But
thermal tights.
That's it, thermals.
I don't think that's necessarily mandatory unless it's bad weather.
Yeah,
the waterproof.
You'll certainly be carrying lots of water and food.
Yes, that's right. Food that I probably won't end up eating because I'll go, that's gross.
Yeah.
Bring me a sausage roll, Ron. All right. So the key principle during taper is to reduce volume, not intensity. And that's where a lot of runners go wrong, because they think a taper is about doing nothing and resting and relaxing. And it is to a certain extent. But to keep sharp and to keep that running in you, you want to do some of it still a bit quick. And it keeps you feeling alive and responsive and snappy. We don't want to be plodding.
No.
So during the taper,
the volume decreases, but the quality stays. So shorten your runs.
Yeah.
You do fewer long runs.
Yeah.
But some fast running.
Yeah, still, and this keeps your neuromuscular system firing, which is what we want. Because remember how we spoke about having a break, and a lot of the reason why you feel clunky is it's because your neuromuscular system has stopped firing. Well, we still need to keep it on its toes, right? So 3 weeks out, this is right after your longest run. So this is going to be next week for me. Training is still fairly normal, but we start pulling the volume down slightly. Shorter long run, like I said, I'll do 30Ks, 25, 30Ks. Slightly reduced weekly mileage. Quality sessions, 2 of them will still be included, but I'm not going to be doing the weighted vest climb because I don't think there's any point in having that heavy weight on my legs. I don't want any extra fatigue. Also, we start tapering the strength down. So from next week, and actually we did it from Thursday, because firstly I didn't strength train Tuesday. I just couldn't be bothered doing that. Thursday we did just more really lighter functional, and that's what we'll do. Next week, much more lighter. And then that's it. 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks before the race, you don't need to do any strength work, but we'll get to that 2 weeks out, sorry.
Yeah.
And the goal is to start shedding fatigue without losing rhythm, because 3 weeks out, you're still training, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. So you still want to keep that fitness going.
We don't want to lose it.
You're not working, I guess, on your longer strength / stamina.
Yes. And so 2 weeks out is where the taper becomes more noticeable. Mileage drops even further, like my long run will probably be 15K, right? But the intensity remains as well. But once again, because I'm reducing volume, it won't be much. It'll be, a threshold session, a session with strides and some short intervals, and they'll be controlled efforts. Nothing, I'm not going crazy trying to, prove how fit I am, because all that'll do is injure me.
Yep.
2 weeks out, stopping all strength work. No strength work, maybe a little bit of core.
Yep.
I'm absolutely happy to do core work, which I will probably do, and which I get my athletes to do. I just give them a couple of core sessions. But even then we shorten it. Like instead of doing 3 circuits, it's just 2 generally, right? So that's 2 weeks out. And that's when you should start to feel a bit fresher and start to get ants in your pants a little bit. Oh, I want to be doing more after whinging for 3 weeks about how knackered you are. You suddenly, I want to do more, which is a good sign. It's a good sign. So don't go bloody hopping on the bike or going to every yoga class or Pilates class, or don't start just doing a shit ton of extra stuff. Like chill, relax, finalize your race plan.
Isn't this the point where you go and spend 4 hours in the garden?
Yeah, that's right. Pulling up weeds and digging out plants and putting a new fence up. No, no. All right, race week itself is actually really low volume, and that's the time when I'll just go out for a 5 or 6K run. That's more just about turning the legs over. Once again, still a bit of intensity. Like I'll do 4 times 100 meter strides and a 10-minute threshold. And then on like that might be on Wednesday, and on Monday I might do 400-meter strides and 2 times 3 minutes on the flat,
Yep.
and then 5K on Tuesday, and then well, no, that's Wednesday. So then because I start on Friday, I won't
Yeah.
run Thursday.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Yep.
That's race week. So really, and the quality sessions will probably be like 6Ks. So that's, under 20Ks
Yeah.
before the race.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need much. It's just keeping the running in the legs and
Yeah.
just enough to stay sharp. And the quality is there to remind the body how to move fast, because it kind of forgets. It seems weird, but it does.
Yeah.
So what are some of the mistakes runners make during a taper?
Well, they tend to panic.
Yes.
Have I done enough? I'm not
Yep.
sure. Or I feel like I just need to squeeze one last big effort in.
Or they panic and go, "Oh, am I really fit enough? Let me just do my Yasso 800s to check if I'm ready." Everyone wants to do Yasso 800s just to check. No, don't go suddenly doing some weird ass quality session you've never done before. Like, only do ones you've done before for starters.
Yeah.
And don't go testing yourself on something and absolutely shatter yourself or
Yeah.
potentially injure yourself.
That's what you want to avoid at all costs is that last minute panic injury.
Yeah. Yeah. What else?
You might feel sluggish and restless. Restless is a big one. Lots of people, because as runners we tend to get out, if not every day, most days, and then suddenly you just feel like you're not doing enough, and you start to get restless, and that's when the self-doubt starts to get in of should I be doing this or not, and you can maybe feel like you're losing fitness.
Well, because you think, I'm not running. I have to run. Like, look, I tested this theory when I was a mountain biker, and we didn't know about tapers back then. We just did all the training right up to the end, and I could never figure out why I always rode like shit. Come race day, I was always tired because I was training hours and hours and hours right up until race day, because I didn't know. I mean, maybe some other people, I know other people had coaches. I didn't. And I didn't know that you were meant to taper. And, and then come race day, I was absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
Because I thought you had to keep training. That was how you got fitter.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize you actually get fitter when you rest.
You do. Yeah, that's right. As we all know, resting is when the muscles do their best work.
Yeah.
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 So, and that's where you start thinking, oh, maybe I should do one more long run, or maybe I should squeeze in one more
quality
session. And that generally will make your taper pointless.
Yeah, absolutely. And the taper works because you stop adding fatigue, not because you do some panic sessions. Trust the process.
That's right.
All right. Now, also, sometimes you will have a B race, and I'm a big believer in B races. I think they're a great time to practice your race strategy, to practice fueling, to practice the nervousness of race starts, all that sort of stuff. They're really, really important. But you can't do a 3-week taper for every B race because it's part of your training, and you'll just never do any training.
Yeah.
All right. So for B races, for myself and for my athletes, I give 1 week of reduced volume. So, slightly shorter runs, slightly shorter quality sessions, and a bit of a reduction in mileage, and an extra rest day, like a rest day before the day before. Right? Because we're not shutting training down. We're just trying to freshen them up a smidge, because the goal of the B race is practice, training stimulus. It's a training run. But obviously, if we keep the normal distances up, their mileage will jump up too much. Like if they're doing a 50K race, that'll jump their mileage up heaps. So, training stimulus experience, it's not about peak performance. And that's why it's so important. For a B race, you have to let go of the ego. I've had athletes who go, oh, yeah, it's a B race. Yep. I'm happy that you're not tapering me. Yep. It's great. No, I know it's for just training. I know it's practice. And then they get upset when they don't do a time that they think that they should. And it's like, but it's not a race. It's actually just training.
Yeah.
You can't expect the same as if you tapered, peaked for that race. That's not even your A race. We're not peaking for it. That's not the goal. That's not what we've been training for.
That's right. Quite often your B race will be in the middle of you're still building.
Yeah, you're still building, or you're in a different phase, or whatever it is. It's not a phase for that.
Yeah.
And you said all along that was your B race. So you can't get upset if you don't get the results you want. because you shouldn't be wanting a result for a B race. The result you should be wanting is, yeah, I learned so much.
Yeah.
I feel confident for my race. I know what to do in my race now. That's what you want out of a B race, not I PB'd by blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you want to finish it going, I felt really comfortable.
Yeah, I felt strong.
Yeah.
I remember before I did my 100K race, I did 3 weeks out. I did the 50K at Maroondah Dam, and I felt really good. I came second, which was fine. But see, once again, normally I would have wanted to come first. But I asked myself, did I feel like I could keep going? And I was like, yep, I felt like I could have kept going. And I was like, that's exactly what I wanted to feel, because I'd never done 100K before. The most I'd ever done was 50. So I finished that 50 knowing that I could have kept going.
Yeah.
And that gave me so much confidence. And that's what a B race is for confidence and training and understanding what you're doing, not to PB or not to smash your goals out of the park, not to, whatever.
Yeah.
It's got a purpose, and that purpose needs to be achieved.
So if you taper correctly for a B race,
no, for an A race.
That's for sorry.
Yeah, we've just talked about the B race.
We're going back to A races again.
Yes, Ron.
Okay, sorry.
Keep up. I even gave you them to read through the notes beforehand.
Yes, I did, and I did read them. I just don't remember them all because I only read them once. And so if you taper correctly on by race morning, you should feel like your legs are fresh.
Yeah.
You should feel like you're mentally hungry and ready to go, raring to go.
But not your park run PB, please,
no.
please.
But you're still feeling strong and sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
So
not sluggish, not exhausted, just ready to go. And this can be the problem where people run too fast, right?
Yeah, that's right. Ideally, yes, that's where going out too hard comes from. But that also is what you should have practiced in your B race.
That's right.
Is actually going out
controlled
in a controlled manner.
Yeah, absolutely. So, good point.
That's one of the things you should be practicing in your B race is speed management, effort management.
Yeah.
Because
controlling yourself and not getting dragged along by all those fast people, getting the peer group pressure, the peer suasion of them going off fast, and you're like, oh, I've got to keep up with the Joneses, so I better go because everyone else is going fast.
Or going, oh, this is only half the distance of my A race, so I should be able to run it twice as fast.
Yes.
Not the point.
No, not the point at all. Yes.
So basically, the taper isn't about doing less. It's about doing the right amount. So you're reducing volume, maintaining intensity, and you've just got to trust the work that you've already done.
And that's the main thing, is trusting the work you've done, because the fitness is already there, right? It's there. The taper lets you show up on race day, like I said, with the fitness exposed, with the fitness unwrapped. If you taper too much and just do nothing, your fitness will just be covered by sluggishness.
Yeah.
And if you do too much, you'll still be fatigued.
Yeah.
And if you've had any little niggles, and I'm just saying niggles, not injuries, but little niggly things, they will generally settle down in that 3-week taper. I also recommend during your taper, I got a massage today. For the next 3 weeks, I've got a massage every week. I nearly said every day, but I'm not a bajillionaire. So I've got a massage booked for once a week, right? And I tend to do that in the 3-week taper before my race, is I have a massage every week, because it just, especially now that I'm older, I need all the muscular help I can get.
Yeah.
It's hard being older and doing these big, long things. It's really, really hard. Age is just a number. No, it's not. It's sore, tired muscles. That's what age is.
Yeah.
So, so look after your body in that time. Don't go off doing extra. We're going to be cutting out strength. We're going to be, and I'm going to use that time, to do extra work. But luckily I sit on my ass in front of a computer. So it's not onerous work, but I will probably ask for more teaching. I'll probably go teach 1 day a week, just because I've realized how expensive going to Tour de Gion is, and I'm freaking out a bit.
But the point is you've got more time to do that.
Yeah. And working at the school is not, like, I normally would do that anyway.
Yeah.
Used to be, I would work, way more, but it's not hard physical work. I just don't want to do it because I don't want to do it. I'd rather work on my business. but I kind of need the money.
Yeah.
It's like shit a brick. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, so just, spend more time on planning your race, doing all that sort of stuff.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Come up with a good race plan. Spend some time on that.
Mm,
Nutrition,
yeah,
um, pacing,
yeah,
just really, really focus in on the race.
yeah. Really and visualization. It's a
Mm.
great time to be doing your visualizations for the race.
Yeah.
I'm already starting to plan mine for Tour de Gion, and I'm gonna, because I do the subliminals and the meditations, I'm gonna create some for myself for Tour de Gion and listen to them. I've already bought my Ron laughed at me. Ron laughed
I
at
did.
me.
Yeah.
I said, "Why are you laughing?" And then he went,
Because
"Oh,
I went into the bathroom and written all over the mirror in the bathroom are
positive
yes,
affirmations."
positive affirmations. And then I got into the shower and I looked at the wall and there's one written on the wall in the shower as well.
I got these special texters for writing on mirrors and that. They're like a liquid chalk because I wanted them because we've got black tiles in the shower, which is
Yeah.
just horrendous. But these ones had white. So so yeah,
Yeah.
so I I've written my positive affirmations. So when I'm brushing my teeth, I can look at it and go, yeah.
Yeah. So
But that's how it's
by
done.
the
This
time you
is
get
how
there, I reckon I'll be ready to run it as well.
you will be.
Maybe just without the training
Yes,
part.
but this is how it works. I used to do it, as I said to Ron, all the time. I just used to use post-it notes, but we've advanced now. We move with technology, with the technology.
Yes, but we've spoken in depth about how important the mental game is,
Oh my God, and
particularly
it
in the long
starts
stuff.
now. It
Yeah.
starts now
Mm.
because and I'm going to start, listening to my own meditations. I'm also going to listen to others and do all sorts of things because it's that important.
Mm.
And it makes such a difference. And I'm spending a lot of money on this, so I'm going to put everything in it to make sure I have the best race possible.
Yep.
So that's what I'm
Yes,
doing. I'm
because
starting
we
on.
have spoken also about how, the length and steepness of the climbs are very unforgiving, and you can train your body as much as you can, but once the mind starts to get into negative territory,
You're screwed.
you're screwed.
Especially something when you're climbing for 3 hours. And some of those people were like,
Yeah,
and then I thought I got to
yes.
the top and there was another summit. And they start crying
Yeah.
again.
Then I turned to the next bend and there was another one. And I could see lights off into the distance, but I couldn't tell if they were stars or whether they were runners.
Yeah. And this Asian guy was saying, oh, I've done UTMB before, but those hills are short compared to Tour de Gion. And I'm like, oh, holy crap, because I've done CCC and I thought that was bad enough. But he reckons the Tour de Gion ones are way bigger than the UTMB ones. So anyway, so I've got to work on my mental because
Yeah.
I'm fit, I'm strong. Like we spoke about the other week when we were talking with Daniel, like there comes a point where you can only train so much. You can
Yeah.
only do so much physical training. So that's when the mental training comes in
Yeah.
because there's literally, I've done all the training, and not that I've done it all for this race, but
Yeah.
I've done a lot of training for 20 years. There's
Mhm.
only so much more I can do. I definitely can't do more kilometers per week.
And that's right. There's only so much more you can do before you start to get into the overtraining.
Yeah, or breaking down and
Yeah.
getting injured and everything. So then you've got to look at the other things that you can do. And we're already going to be looking at heat, the poor man's altitude training, in other words, heat, sauna.
Mm.
I'm going to be looking into that. I've got to do all the mental work, and I think that's going to be a huge part. I've just been looking into breath work. Supposedly breath work helps a lot, which would also help with, altitude and that sort of stuff. So I'm looking into all of the things, not because I'm panicking
Not at all.
much. So, but I'm going to be throwing everything at this. I've got my chance to get in. I'm going to throw everything at it so that I can do the absolute best that I can do.
Mhm.
All righty. Now, also, we just keep doing shout outs to each other. Bigfoot Running has put out another video or another YouTube of running in the correct direction, the
Everest.
ultra, the Everesting thingy
Challenge?
race.
Yeah.
I can't remember now. I've suddenly
Okay.
forgotten how to speak. And he put a little bit of us in there. It was
Yes,
so
he did.
exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
So
He put
thanks.
us, in the podcast as from he pulled it out from YouTube
Yeah,
of us doing our
yeah.
podcast, and then he flicked to Barclay,
Yes, and it was
the
so
Barclay start, and there you were
I
again.
was in the Barclay start. I don't know if you realized that,
Yeah.
but there was me trying to get around to try to get past my friend Kenny, almost giving him the elbow, and then there's me trying to run
Run
off him.
around the yellow gate.
Luckily, you couldn't see where everyone just ran off of me, and I'm like, so yeah, it was funny that the Barclay one actually included me too, because
Yeah.
we had talked about Laz, and he put it in as this is who Laz is,
Yeah.
but there was me in that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew that.
Mm.
Probably not, because we only recognized me because we know, like, I knew what I was
Yeah.
wearing and
Yeah.
whatnot.
It's so fleeting
It's
because
so
you're just
fleeting.
basically running past.
But basically, I saw Kenny and I went, oh, that's the year that Kenny did it, which was
Yeah.
the last time I did it. And there was me
Yeah.
right behind Kenny.
Mm.
Kenny's the one with the dreadlocks. If you have a look, and then you'll see me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so shout out to him for putting up another video, and it was during a wet weekend, and he
Yeah.
did like three laps of it. So it looks good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think, get on over to Adelaide, get that race done, and then you'll meet him as well. And
Yes, because we're talking also about having Ultra Adelaide 100K
yes,
as your B race.
yes,
Um,
yes.
haven't decided, but it's
Yeah,
in the
I was
discussion.
originally thinking of doing the miler, but after that sleep deprivation affected me so
Yeah.
bad, I thought I don't want to do that 2 months out
Yeah.
from my A race. That's too close, believe it
Yeah.
or not. That's too close to be stuffing up my sleep like that. So 100K will be enough. I
Yeah.
think that would be a good one, because it
Yeah.
is 2 months out. That's a good. I'll have gotten a decent amount of training in. We'll do some 50Kers before then.
Mhm.
I was thinking maybe wild boar, not that it's heaps of climbing, but it sort of matches time wise.
And also
Although that could be
Wilson,
yeah, I think
Wilson's prom.
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that now. But and we might yeah. So anyway, lots of thoughts running through
Yeah.
my head.
Yep.
So but yeah, I'm thinking Ultra Adelaide, because there's not a lot of maintenance races during that time because it's winter
Yeah, that's
in the
right.
high country.
And most of
It's all snowy.
our mountain races here are in high country, which the roads are either closed or it's too snowy.
And normally I would say do Wandy Cross in June, which would be perfect timing around the King's birthday weekend. But they're doing it in May this time, which I'll probably still do, because it's like heaps of
Yeah.
it's great, but it's a little bit early, sadly. But I think I'll still do it because it is good, and we'll probably hit up Bright a few times for training.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
All righty. Also, yes. So, comment step up on any of my posts on socials to join my webinar, 100K to 100 miler. If you've done 100K before, a couple of them, and you're like, oh, have I got what it takes? What do I need to do? What does it take to step up from the 100K distance to the 100 mile? Because believe you me, it's not just another 60Ks. I mean, it is, but it's so much more. Like I said, it's more sleep deprivation, a lot more. So how and your body it changes how you cope with things. It changes your pacing strategy right from the start. So join me in that webinar. Just go to my socials. Someone did it from watching last week. They just commented on one of my posts, just a random post. They just commented step up, and the Isabel bot, Peak Endurance Coaching bot, sent them the link. So do that. And join us. We've got about 15 people so far who have signed up. And so come and join us, and you will learn a lot. Of course, also we have my Ultra Mindset Lab. I had a session with my athletes last night, and that was actually about listening to your body and learning the difference between fatigue and catastrophe, because a lot of people, when they start to feel sore legs and nauseous and all that, they think that's it, my race is over. And so we were talking about reinterpreting the discomfort and pain of racing and reframing our work thoughts and all sorts of stuff. It was a really good session. 45 minutes. Could have gone longer if we'd had more questions, but people asked their questions, and that was it.
Yeah.
But if you're there, you can always ask more questions. And
finished in time for dinner.
Yeah, finished in time for dinner. So join us in the lab, comment edge on any of my posts, and you will get the link to join. And it's, like I said, $38 a month, which is not a lot. Not a lot at all. And honestly, my athletes get so much out of it. So either that or join up with Peak Endurance Coaching, and then you get it for free anyway. So, easy peasy. Bonus. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. All righty. Anything else we needed to talk about?
No,
No?
I think that's it.
Alles
Yeah.
gut?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on the pod. Let us know if you want some sort of series, some informational thing on Tour de Gion. I was thinking of maybe after watching YouTube and some of the people who've done Tour de Gion, of contacting them and getting a few of them to come on and
Yep.
talk about their experience. Let us know if you'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. And
or if there's anything else you want to hear,
hear
our
absolutely.
thoughts on.
Yeah. Hear us
Yeah.
wax lyrical
Yes,
on
that's right.
numerous topics, or ramble incoherently, either one.
Either or, the same thing, really.
Same thing, really.
Yeah.
Maybe just next time read the notes again. Every week we go through this, I'm like, wrong.
Hard.
I know. It's a hard knock life
It is.
for us. All righty. So, yes, thank you for joining us. Have
Yep.
a great day, week, month, year, awesome race, whatever it is.
Whatever it happens to be.
And we will catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.